Lil Durk almost lost $12.5 million while fighting his high case. Lil Durk was getting sued by Exceed Talent Capital. The lawsuit, which was filed in December 2023, alleged that Lil Durk committed fraud by selling his royalty rights to his song Bedtime to the company Exceed Talent Capital, while the song already had exclusive contract with Hollyrumor Records. They are saying that they paid Durk $450,000 for the song rights, but later found out that he already sold the rights to another party.
A $12 million lawsuit against Lil Durk has officially been dismissed. The case had accused the rapper and his team of mishandling an investment deal, but the court didn't find enough grounds to move forward. Lil Durk, who's been facing major legal pressure while awaiting trial early next year, finally caught a small legal win. According to an exclusive report from All Hip Hop's Grouchy Greg Watkins, court records show that Exceed Talent Capital's 2023 lawsuit, worth $12.5 million, was dropped. The suit also involved Durk's label, Only the Family OTF, and his former manager Andrew Bonsu. Exceed claimed that Durk's team had agreed to grant them ongoing rights to the track Bedtime in exchange for $600,000. They paid $450,000 before learning that Durk's existing deal with Sony's Alamo Records actually made that agreement invalid. In May 2023, Alamo Records reportedly issued a cease and desist, confirming that Durk's team didn't have authority to transfer song rights. After that, Exceed requested their money back but didn't get a response, leading them to file the lawsuit. They accused Durk's camp of misleading business conduct and said the situation caused financial setbacks, but the court clearly didn't agree this time. Lil Durk just cleared another major legal hurdle. The court officially dismissed all claims against him and his companies with prejudice, meaning Exceed can't reopen or refile the same case against him or his OTF label again. Neither side will recover legal fees, and Durk's team has agreed not to appeal the ruling. It's a clean break for The Voice. However, the lawsuit itself isn't completely over. It now focuses only on Andrew Bonsu and TTPMG LLC, who were reportedly involved in managing parts of the deal. Court papers made it clear that this ruling doesn't impact any potential claims against those remaining parties still in the case. At the same time, there are still ongoing updates surrounding Lil Durk's separate legal situation, with reports continuing to develop around a high-profile case involving him and other individuals. While the details are still unfolding, one thing's certain: this latest court win brings a small sigh of relief for the Chicago artist. While Lil Durk scored a major win in the civil case, the stakes are still super high on his criminal side. Prosecutors allege that Durk orchestrated a 2022 hit targeting Quando Rondo, which tragically resulted in the death of Rondo's cousin, Saviaya Lulpab Robinson. Durk's legal team is fighting hard. They've filed motions to dismiss key charges and are pushing back against the use of an anonymous jury, arguing it would hurt fairness. The criminal trial has already been delayed multiple times because of the massive volume of evidence and legal wrangling. This isn't a quick turnaround by any means. Back in the civil arena, the dismissed case from Exceed Talent Capital centered around a claim that Durk's team promised them perpetual rights to the track Bedtime in exchange for $600,000. They paid $450,000, but colors got crossed when it emerged that Durk already had an exclusive deal with Alamo Records via Sony Music, which blocked that rights transfer. Exceed then demanded a refund and sued when none came. The twist: the lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning Exceed can't bring the same claims against Durk and his companies again. That's a big legal win. Although the claim against Durk and his label is gone, the civil battle isn't fully over. Exceed's lawsuit lives on, but now only targets another party, Andrew Bonsu and TTPMG LLC, who allegedly handled negotiations. The court made a special note: the dismissal does not wipe out claims against these non-appearing defendants. So while Durk gets that victory, there are still fronts for his team to monitor and defend. Putting all of this together, Durk is navigating one of the most intense legal moments of his career. On one hand, he's celebrating the civil win, but on the other hand, he's staring down serious federal charges that could impact his life and career in massive ways. For his fans and critics alike, the full outcome of the murder for hire case will likely shape his legacy far more than any song or award. Stay tuned, because the next few court dates could reset everything. Behind the scenes, Durk's legal team has been moving strategically. They've reportedly been working non-stop to separate his name from the violent accusations tied to others. Insiders say the defense is focusing on weak points in the prosecution's evidence, trying to show that there's no direct proof linking Durk to any planned attack. It's a slow, detailed battle, but one that could shift everything if they manage to poke enough holes in the story. Meanwhile, fans have been standing strong for Durk throughout the chaos. Social media has been flooded with with support posts, playlists, and old clips reminding everyone of how far he's come since his early Chicago drill days. Despite the heavy headlines, his followers are still pushing his music streams higher, proving that his fan base hasn't given up on him even during tough times. Industry insiders are calling this civil court win a moment of breathing room for the rapper. With so many cases piling up around the culture lately, Durk's dismissal shows how fast things can turn when evidence doesn't line up. It's also a big message to anyone rushing to judge artists before the facts are fully laid out. Things in the legal world can flip in an instant. Still, it's clear this story is far from over. Every new update around the criminal case draws in more attention, more speculation, and more debate about what really went down. What's certain right now is that Durk's legal journey is shaping up to be one of the most closely followed in hip-hop this year, and everyone's waiting to see what comes next. Inside legal circles, people are saying this dismissal could mark a turning point for Lil Durk's defense strategy. His lawyers now have more room to breathe since one of the major lawsuits weighing him down is finally off the table. That kind of win can change momentum. It boosts confidence and shifts public perception. With less legal noise surrounding him, the focus now turns fully to the upcoming trial that's been hanging over his head for months. The court documents already hint at multiple motions waiting to be heard, meaning his team is preparing for every possible scenario. Every step counts now, and this victory could set the tone for what's coming next. Reports suggest that Durk's side has been quietly reorganizing their inner circle since last summer. The idea is to keep business clean, tighten management operations, and avoid any more deals that could lead to disputes. Sources close to the label say that after seeing how fast things escalated with Exceed Talent Capital, Durk is being far more selective about who handles his contracts and investments. OTF is said to be working closely with legal advisors to ensure that every future agreement goes through a verified process. It's a move that shows growth. He's learning from past mistakes and taking control of his brand like never before. On social media, fans are torn between celebration and concern. Some are thrilled to see Durk catching a break, while others are worried that the bigger criminal case might still cast a shadow over everything he's built. Many comment sections have turned into full-blown debates, with people arguing about loyalty, street image, and whether fame brings more problems than peace. The discussions are intense, but they show how deeply the culture is invested in Durk's story. It's not just about music anymore, it's about survival, redemption, and how far one person can go while carrying the weight of his city on his back. Meanwhile, the hip-hop community is watching closely as Durk's legal timeline unfolds. Other artists who faced legal issues in the past are reportedly reaching out to offer support and advice. Behind the scenes, there's a quiet respect building. People recognize how tough it is to keep creating under pressure like this. Those close to Durk describe him as focused and calm, spending more time reflecting and writing than ever before. The energy in his camp feels different, more disciplined, more grounded, and determined to come out stronger once everything settles. At this point, one thing's clear. Lil Durk's career has reached a defining crossroads. He's balancing courtroom tension with studio sessions, label responsibilities, and public scrutiny all at once. Every move he makes now carries weight, not just for him, but for the entire OTF movement. What started as a regional Chicago label has grown into a nationwide brand, and Durk's legal battles have become part of its legacy. Whether this latest victory is a sign of better days, or just calm before another storm, only time will tell. But for now, he's holding steady, proving that no matter how rough things get, he's still standing tall. Even with the tension surrounding his name, Durk's work ethic hasn't slowed down one bit. People close to him say he's been locked in, spending endless hours writing and recording while preparing for court at the same time. That dual grind has become his escape. It keeps his mind clear and his focus sharp. His studio sessions reportedly feel more personal lately, with lyrics touching on loyalty, betrayal, and the price of fame. Insiders say his next project might be some of his most honest music yet, fueled by everything he's been through in the past year. For Durk, music isn't just business right now. It's therapy, it's expression, and it's proof that no case can silence his voice. Despite all the media buzz, Durk's team has been handling things with precision. His publicists, lawyers, and label heads are keeping every move calculated, making sure no false rumors or exaggerated stories catch fire online. The goal is to protect both the artist and the brand, keeping the narrative fair and focused on facts. They've learned from past missteps that in today's world, perception can be just as powerful as reality. That's why every statement, every court update, and every social post now goes through multiple eyes before hitting the public. It's a smart, measured approach, showing that Durk's camp understands how fragile reputation can be when the spotlight burns this bright, Meanwhile, legal experts watching the case say this kind of situation highlights how complicated the entertainment business really is. Behind every hit song or flashy deal, there's paperwork, contracts, and clauses that can turn into million-dollar problems if misunderstood. Durk's case with Exceed Talent Capital is now being cited by others in the industry as an example of what can happen when creative control clashes with corporate contracts. It's reminding up-and-coming artists to pay close attention to who manages their deals and what they sign. So, in a way, Durk's struggle might be setting a precedent, not just in court, but for every artist trying to balance art and business in today's game. As for the fans, their loyalty remains unmatched. Some have been running daily updates on social platforms, tracking every court development and flooding comment sections with messages of encouragement. Others are creating fan-made videos and mini documentaries highlighting Durk's journey from the streets of Chicago to becoming one of the biggest names in modern rap. They're treating this moment like a chapter in a bigger story, one that shows resilience, transformation, and survival. Even through the legal noise, Durk's influence keeps growing, especially among younger artists who see his grind as motivation to keep pushing no matter what obstacles come their way. And behind all the headlines, there's a personal side to this story that few people see. Friends say Durk has been spending more time reflecting, keeping his circle tight, and thinking deeply about how fame can change everything. He's reportedly been focusing on family, staying grounded, and looking for peace in the middle of the chaos. Those close to him describe him as calm but alert, a man who knows the weight of every move he makes now. Even as the world watches his next steps, Durk's mindset seems locked on growth and redemption. It's clear he's fighting not just for freedom, but for legacy. A story of learning, evolving, and refusing to break under pressure. Inside the music industry, Durk's name still carries weight, even while he faces legal challenges. Promoters, producers, and collaborators have quietly kept communication open, waiting for the right moment to work with him again. Some executives reportedly see this as a pause, not a downfall, believing that when Durk returns in full force, his comeback could be one of the biggest in recent years. This faith comes from his consistency. Through every headline, every delay, and every rumor, he's managed to stay relevant. People admire how he doesn't fold under pressure. Instead, he channels it into productivity. That's rare in this business, where controversy usually kills careers. Durk's resilience has turned him into more than an artist. He's become a symbol of endurance in modern hip-hop. Behind closed doors, those in Durk's circles say he's never been more focused on clearing his name. He's reviewing every piece of evidence with his attorneys, asking questions, and making sure no detail slips through the cracks. This isn't the same Durk from a few years ago. This is a man who's grown wiser, more patient, and deeply aware of how every decision can shift his future. Legal experts following the case mentioned that his composure has impressed even the opposition. He's not reacting emotionally, he's responding strategically. That shift in energy has people around him feeling confident that he's learned how to play the long game, both in music and in life. While the world debates his innocence or guilt, Durk's community back home in Chicago continues to rally behind him. Local radio stations play his classics non-stop, and younger artists from the city often mention how his rise inspired them to dream bigger. Many see his fight as symbolic, a story that mirrors the struggles of countless young men trying to escape tough environments while building something legitimate. That connection runs deep. For every legal headline, there's a neighborhood that still celebrates his success, remembering the days when Durk's voice was just another local sound wave fighting to be heard. That legacy is something court cases can't erase. Even within the legal world, this case has become a topic of conversation. Attorneys and analysts have been debating how celebrity status affects courtroom outcomes, whether fame helps by attracting attention to unfair treatment or hurts by inviting bias and pressure. Durk's situation seems to highlight both sides. The spotlight can expose false narratives, but it also means every move he makes is magnified tenfold. That's why his team has been so careful, controlling the pace and keeping statements minimal. They know one wrong quote could be twisted instantly. It's a reminder that in this digital era, trials aren't just fought in court, they're fought in the court of public opinion too. Despite everything swirling around him, Durk's confidence hasn't wavered. Those close to him say he's been more spiritual lately, finding strength in prayer, meditation, and staying away from negativity. Instead of chasing headlines, he's channeling his energy into rebuilding trust, protecting his brand, and staying aligned with people who genuinely care about his well-being. That inner calm shows in how he speaks. Less emotion, more focus, more purpose. It's the mindset of someone who's been through storms and learned how to navigate them without losing direction. Whether this legal chapter ends quickly or drags on, one thing's clear. Durk isn't letting it define him. He's using it to evolve into something stronger. At the end of the day, Lil Durk's story is far bigger than any single case or headline. It's about resilience, growth, and how one man continues to stand tall while the world watches every move he makes. From Chicago streets to global stages, Durk has shown that no matter the setbacks, focus and determination can rewrite any narrative. The legal wins, the pressure, the criticism, it all becomes fuel for something greater. His supporters are holding on, waiting for the moment he bounces back fully, stronger and smarter than ever before. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment below if you're following this journey. Your support keeps these stories alive and helps us bring you the latest updates from the culture.